I shouldn't have taken that shortcut. It's a sentence you hear in horror stories, a cliché whispered around campfires. But I am saying it now, and I mean it with every fiber of my trembling being. My name is Leah, and 3 nights ago, the rules of reality bent on a stretch of asphalt known as the Blackwater Cutoff. It was supposed to be a simple drive. My best friend Zoe's birthday party in Selmont had run late, and the GPS on my phone, glitching from a dying battery, had rerouted me to save 45 minutes. The first sign I ignored was the sudden, absolute silence that fell when my car radio flickered from a static-laced rock song to dead air. No crackle, no hum, just a void of sound. The second was the smell that seeped in through the vents, a coppery, wet dog odor that clung to the back of my throat. The third was the way the dashed yellow line in the center of the road seemed to pulse, as if it were a slow, mechanical heartbeat guiding me deeper into the darkness. I tightened my grip on the steering wheel, my knuckles turning white under the eerie green glow of the dashboard lights. Just a little further, I whispered to myself, the words sounding hollow and small inside the car. The pine trees lining the road stood like a solid, impenetrable wall, their branches seeming to claw at the sliver of moon above. Have you ever been truly alone on a road at night? I am not talking about a quiet suburban street. I mean the kind of isolation where you feel like the last person on Earth, where the only world that exists is the one illuminated by your own headlights. That feeling, that primal fear of being watched from the unseen, is exactly what the Blackwater Cutoff weaponized. The first real event was a flicker of movement in my rearview mirror. A pair of headlights, far behind me. A flicker of relief warmed my chest. Another car. I wasn't alone. I slowed a little, intending to let them catch up, to have another set of taillights to follow. But they didn't gain. They just stayed there, a constant, distant pinprick. Then, for a split second, the headlights winked out. When they reappeared, they were closer. Significantly closer. As if they had covered a quarter mile in a single, impossible blink. My breath hitched. I pressed the accelerator, the engine groaning in protest. I checked the mirror again. The headlights were gone, nothing but empty, consuming blackness. A nervous laugh escaped me. Tired, I muttered, just eyes playing tricks. But the coppery smell was stronger now, mixed with the scent of ozone, like after a lightning strike. That's when the whispering started. It wasn't from the radio. It seemed to emanate from the very air inside the car, a soft, sibilant rush of unintelligible words that tickled the edges of my hearing. I turned the fan off, then on again, rolled the windows up, then down, but the whispering remained, a constant, sibilant static in my mind. It felt like dozens of voices talking over each other, a chaotic, desperate conference happening just beyond the threshold of understanding. I started talking back to them, to myself, to drown it out. You're almost home, Leah. Just keep driving. Left, right, left. Just follow the road. But the road itself was beginning to change. The asphalt started to look porous, like pumice stone, and my tires began to make a different sound, a sticky, sucking noise instead of a steady hum. I glanced down at my speedometer. It was dropping, even though my foot was firmly on the gas. 504, 540. The engine RPMs were climbing, a high-pitched whine of strain, but the car was slowing, as if the road itself was turning to mud. And then I saw the hitchhiker, a tall, impossibly thin figure standing under a lone, flickering street lamp that shouldn't have been there in the middle of this wilderness. It was turned away from me, but its head was cocked at an unnatural angle, as if listening to my approaching car. I saw long, spindly fingers twitching at its sides. I slammed my foot on the accelerator, the engine screaming as I swerved into the oncoming lane to give it a wide berth. As I shot past, my headlights swept over it, and in that fraction of a second, I saw its face in my side mirror. It wasn't turned away, it was facing the road, and it had no face. Just a smooth, pale expanse of skin where its features should have been. A silent scream caught in my throat. I didn't look back. I just drove, my heart hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. For a few minutes, nothing happened. The whispering faded. The sucking sound from the tires ceased. The road felt solid again. A shaky, desperate hope bloomed in my chest. I had passed it. I had left it behind. This is the part in the movie where you think the character is safe, right? The false dawn, the moment of respite before the real terror begins. I actually let out a choked sob of relief, my body slumping against the seat. I was going to be okay. The GPS on my phone suddenly flickered back to life. Rerouting, it announced in its calm digital female voice. My eyes darted to the screen. The map showed the Blackwater cutoff as a straight red line, but the little car icon representing me was driving in a perfect, endless circle. I wasn't moving forward. I had been driving in a circle this whole time. The climax wasn't a jump scare. It was a slow, dawning realization that broke me. The car began to slow again, this time on its own, the engine dying completely despite my frantic pumping of the gas pedal. It rolled to a silent stop in the absolute center of the road. The headlights dimmed, then went out, plunging me into a darkness so complete it felt solid. The whispering returned. But this time it was clear. It was my own voice, layered 100 times over, repeating every fearful word I had spoken on the drive. Just a little further, tired. You're almost home, Leah. It was a chorus of my own terror, reflected back at me. I squeezed my eyes shut, covering my ears, but the sound was inside my head. Then, a single, sharp tap on the driver's side window. I didn't want to look. I knew what I would see. I forced my eyes open. The faceless thing was standing there, its smooth head tilted. It slowly raised one of its long, spindly fingers and pointed, not at me, but past me, through the windshield. I followed its gesture. The road ahead was no longer a road. It was a gaping black maw, a void of nothingness where the asphalt should have been. The trees were gone. The sky was gone. There was only the hungry, silent dark, and it was waiting for me. The thing outside my window tapped the glass again 3 times, slow and deliberate. An invitation. The chorus of my own whispers rose to a crescendo, screaming inside my skull. I have been sitting here for what feels like an eternity, the car cold and dead around me, staring into that nothingness. The door is unlocked. The whispers are telling me to get out and walk into the dark. And the most terrifying part is, a part of me wants to. I hope that story sent a few chills down your spine. If it did, and you want to hear more tales from the shadows, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And I have to ask, after hearing that, what do you think was waiting for Leah in that darkness? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, wherever you're driving tonight, stick to the main roads.